Welcome to ComicCast issue number 190, getting close to that 200th anniversary. Brought to you by Dwayne's World Comics and Games. That Gaumer introduction was brought to you by Dwayne's World Comics and Games, 457 East Sullivan Street in Kingsport, Tennessee. They carry comic books, graphic novels, statues, toys, and gaming merchandise, including miniature games, board games, and RPGs. Check them out, Dwayne's World Comics and Games, Kingsport, Tennessee. My name is Boogie Bentley.
And I'm Adam Wade Adams.
I'm Jason.
And this is Gaumer.
We are at ComicCast Pod on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Wherever you get social with your media, we're live on YouTube. YouTube is burying us, so make sure you smash the like button, share out the link. Let's try to grow.
Share the damn thing out, please. Just do it.
Hey, Boogie, the live thing showed up in my feed.
Did it? So then we're good.
Oh, wow.
Although we're competing, it's like the Super Bowl. We're competing against WrestleMania, but they have the same amount of people in the audience as we do.
It was surreal. I don't know if we should talk about wrestling, but
we can talk about WrestleMania.
I looked in for a little while, and yeah, it was surreal.
Did you see the
I didn't watch
Undertaker match?
No.
Wait, I can't even talk about this
thing. The best thing.
He had another match.
The best thing. The best thing.
That's what I'm hearing.
That's because people online are lunatics. It was WWE films. They showed up at a graveyard with a big barn. He's shooting fireballs out of his hands. All they did was punch each other for 30 minutes. It was so stupid.
Wow.
And
was it
I think AJ Styles is dead. I'm pretty sure he's dead. They buried him alive. So I don't know.
Who's dead?
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles.
Rest in peace.
He's a wrestler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen an AJ Styles match in my life. Like I quit wrestling before he came along.
Well, don't start with the one from last night. How about that?
Is WrestleMania going on right now? I keep seeing it advertised on PS4. I was like, should I watch that? Should I
the new one?
Get in the conversation.
It's too big for one night, so they're doing 2 nights. Don't get me started. If you want to know what I thought, come hang out Thursday on the Wrestling Council.
I didn't want to say it. I went in to watch the women's tag team match because I have a crush on Alexa Bliss. Sorry.
Don't talk about
Everyone should.
Right.
Have you seen this woman? Follow her on Instagram. I swear, all my Instagram is a bunch of hot chicks and 3-panel crimes. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
Dude. Did you see the last 2 3-panel crimes, dude? They were
they're
good.
Great. They're all coronavirus related.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
The last one was like the laundromat with the bloody Crips. That was awesome. The one before was the dude who went and stole toilet paper from a bunch of houses and got chased.
That was hilarious.
That was so good.
So good, dude. Yeah, it was incredible.
Good. Please check that out and go back and check out our interview with
3-panel crime.
Tony. He's freaking amazing.
Oh, we got welcome William Pace and
look at
Big Willie
and
Austin Comics.
Yes,
yeah,
bro. Do it, bro.
Willie. No audience sucks. Are you talking about this show, William?
We're used to it.
When's WrestleMania?
Right now,
and tomorrow.
Right now.
Oh, it's today?
No, it was last night.
Yesterday and
today. Yeah. We're competing with them. It's fine. It's fine.
The best post I saw on it was a dude held up his iPad and he had a noise crowd app going while
people yelling and stuff.
And he was pushing buttons. Yeah, it was great.
Was there anybody that had a sign that was blocking one person behind them, one person?
They should just put a green screen up and then project the video game.
Dude, they should have all the other wrestlers out there with them, cheering and yelling, rowdy.
That's what AEW did, but now
Yeah.
once you're doing this shelter in place, you can't have more than 6 people.
And AEW's done. Everything they've taped now to this point, that's all they're doing.
WWE's in the same boat. They've taped a couple episodes of Raw. Everybody's done.
The latest Botchamania video showed. I forget. I think it was Jungle. Is it Jungle Boy that's in AEW?
That's Luke Perry's son. I don't know what you're talking about.
Marco
Stunt.
Or it's a small guy, but he hit the ropes to do something, but he just went to the ropes and got out. but Jake Roberts is in the crowd, and they focused in on when he did that. It was obviously, I think he was supposed to dive or something, but Jake Roberts just started busting out laughing in the crowd. But that's what a promotion used to called Beyond Wrestling is. What they would do is they would have matches. They'd bring in various people, have matches, and the guys who were working the other matches, that's all that was in the crowd. And I took part in one of them, and there's just something about there's like an energy when you have all your peers around you, slapping the mat, doing that stuff that it just amps you up. So I didn't watch the show, but how were the matches, Boogie? Was it pretty like, did it look like they were going above and beyond, like they were hyped even though there wasn't people there?
That was my favorite Hulk Hogan thing.
Oh, they did it wrong then.
Everything, the matches were fine. The talent did good. Everything was just too short. Raw, I don't understand. They've been doing Raw in this empty arena for weeks, and you're getting like 2 to 3 matches. They're showing old matches, and then now they've got WrestleMania, and they have like 7 matches in an hour and a half. It's like, well, this is the biggest show of the year. We want to see people wrestle. It makes no sense.
It almost feels like they had to do a WrestleMania.
No, delay it. Postpone it, man.
They should
postpone
have.
it.
They should have.
It.
Oh,
wrestling should have paused just like comics paused.
Yeah. For more wrestling, professional wrestling, the Wrestling Council right here on this channel 1 week out of the month, and then somewhere else. Go to Outright Geekery, figure it out.
It's okay. You tried, Gomer. We're here every other week. We will be here this Thursday at 9:00.
I thought you guys go like to 4 different channels.
We did, but it was hurting the views, so we went back to just back and forth, and it's kind of building. People were confused, and even going back and forth.
Yeah,
going back and forth, people were confused.
Yeah, but you guys, you should just have it on this channel. You know what I mean? Like,
Antonio has twice the subscribers.
Boy,
we always pull more views there.
Yeah, still
all about them subs.
All about them subs.
So what's going on? Gomer, what are you doing during the pandemic?
Pornhub Premium is free. Yeah,
demonetized, bro.
You can't demonetize toaster strudels.
Pornhub Premium is free right now, so I've been getting a lot of work on that.
Yeah, you got 10 VPNs.
I'm taking full advantage of that premium. No, I watched Tales from the Loop. I watched Outsider on HBO.
I think Tales from the Loop.
Me and Gomer have been having a contest going.
Yeah, we've been saying, you streaming that? I can stream that too, man. Oh, watch me talk shit on what you watch.
Yeah.
Demonetized. Where's Ryan? I need a super chat.
I watched those shows. I watched Future Man season 3.
No, I
watched Avenue 5 and
I've already seen that. Dude, how about Avenue 5? It's great, isn't it?
Is it the space cruise ship one?
It is great.
Yeah, it's the space cruise ship.
Yeah, is it pretty good?
It's amazingly funny, yes.
It's really good, especially
Lost in Comics hanging out.
What else? And before we jumped on, I was watching Puka Lives on Hulu. It looks like just a fun little creepy pasta type. It's part of their what is it called? Their dark horror series or whatever Hulu has.
Big Willie in the chat mentioned he watched Picard. I also watched Picard. Nice. I'm catching up on Discovery right now. On and off.
Yeah, my wife and I just finished Tiger King last night.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Carol Baskin.
Carol Baskin.
And that's the same chick that called the cops on the people barbecuing, right?
Dude, let me tell you about Tiger King. My wife is like, man, I've seen all these memes, and I pretty much scrolled past. She's like, let's put this show on. 15 minutes in, I'm like, this is garbage. I don't want to watch this. 20 minutes later, I'm like, my God.
Yeah.
And I couldn't look away. It's a train wreck full of glitter and rednecks. And
the best meme for this show has been the comparisons of all the people from Tiger King, all the characters, side by side comparison to Game of Thrones characters and who they are. Like it's just like insane. I love it. I mean, I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was a great documentary. I really wish all that footage wouldn't have got burned up so we could have seen the actual reality show that was planned. You know.
Well, he burned that. Joe Exotic burned that up.
Yeah, inside job, because he wanted the full rights to it.
Let's not go there.
Right. But anyways, Carol Baskin, we're coming for you.
Oh, it's so funny.
Lost in Comics, it's Jerry Springer meets Steve Irwin. That's the best way to explain it.
Dude,
I just did it off the top of my head. You're welcome.
That is. That is so perfect.
What else? Anything? Oh, we're all doing the same thing. We're all
sitting in our houses watching streaming. I'm watching the Lethal Weapon movies again.
Oh yeah,
we're on Netflix. They're good.
Oh,
They're good.
I watched Onward on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, I want to see that, but I heard it's tear jerking at the end. I have to put myself in the right mood for a Pixar movie. You know, you have to like gear up for it's like carbo loading for a marathon. You have to like, okay, there's a new Pixar movie. Let me build up for it, you know, and then in a day or two, I'll put it on, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go. Like Up. At that point, Pixar knew like everybody's ready for a tear at the end. I'm gonna stick it right in them, right at the freaking beginning.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
man.
dude, that beginning's rough, bro. Yeah.
Dude, so crazy. But yeah, I've heard really good things about Onward.
Yeah, it's pretty good, and it does get emotional towards the end. But
did you cry?
No, I have no soul. I'm emotional.
Minimize Ryan. I don't even know what that means, but I hope you feel better, dude.
Yeah, me too, bro. Feel better.
Dude.
Although our former #1 fan, Chad Johnson, once broke his ankle and still hung out the entire show.
So we don't talk about Chad Johnson anymore. He's
saying,
I think he's done with
us. It's not a race.
I think he's done with us. I think Chad's over us.
I don't know.
I think he got yelled at by his wife or something, you know?
Yeah. You think so? See,
I don't know. I think he's busy. He's just busy.
Everybody's locked in their house with nothing to do.
He's busy. Yeah. He's busy.
Don't defend him. He's not listening. You can say
he will. I bet he's still listening. You know, he just can't catch the live show.
This is I bet you anything. Chad Johnson, if you're listening, leave a comment because I know he's not. It's okay.
All right.
Minimize, Ryan. Take care of that. That's a difficult thing, especially with the healthcare system. So no burden now. Yeah. Sorry to hear that, bro.
Lost in Comics, binging all the volumes of Lock and Key, reading in bed at night. The best.
Nice.
That's something I was
super hot picture too.
That picture. Toilet paper, Lost in Comics.
That's something I was thinking about adding to do for book club until weekly comics come back. Is Lock and Key maybe too?
I do have the first volume of that, but I'm not sure if I have it digitally. I think I actually have the real book for that. So
I have not read it. So
figure it out if you want to. I think it's better than doing Saga, honestly. And I don't have nothing against Saga.
Spoiler alert! We're doing
Saga. Everybody's done Saga. I don't know why we.
That's true.
What we can add, or
it's
awesome.
Everybody's
it's amazing. It's one of the best comics ever written. There's your review of Saga. It's hard.
Oh my gosh! Why are you like that? I was so mad when I mentioned it. You're like, it's too mainstream, bro. Yeah, let's read something that nobody likes. That'll be great.
No. What I'm saying is, for example, the book that we picked for this week, it's by two amazing creators that most people probably haven't read or heard of. I think that was a really good choice.
This is a great pick. This week was a great pick.
Thank you.
So is Saga.
I'm not saying Saga is a bad book.
If I had messaged you and said,
it doesn't need any more light put on it. It doesn't need any more light put on it. Everybody loves it already.
Adam's never read it. And Jason, have you read it?
Yeah, Jason's read. You've never read Saga? Yeah, we should probably do it.
I've read like the first.
But Jason,
I know. All right, first of all, Adam ain't never read nothing unless he was signed.
Don't be a Saga. Hey, don't be a pusher.
Jason, though, I figured Jason would have read it.
I can't remember if I did or not. I know I've read the first issue. I can't remember if I read the first volume or not. I have watched like multiple summary videos of the first volume or two, so I know exactly what happens. But I mean, it is a different experience once you read it for yourself.
I think Why the Last Man is a good.
That's great.
Why is a good pick too.
That's a good one too. But what I'm thinking is Gomer picked the one we're doing today, Ghost Fleet. I'm basically picking Saga. So Adam, if you want to do Why the Last Man, we can do that. We can let Jason pick something. We'll figure it out.
If it's up to me, I'll like if
there are rules. You're not picking some random bull crap.
You can pick random bull crap.
We're not going to talk about Transformers versus Predator. That crap is not going on.
I mean, it should still be something that you think everyone will enjoy.
Good.
You know?
Then Saga is one of the best comics ever.
It is. Yeah, What the Last Man is amazing, dude. I would read this whole thing over again. It's like
the pick. Let me
pick. How big this is, dude. It's huge.
Then you pick everything.
What would you pick, Adam?
I don't know. I would have to look and see what I could.
Okay.
Let me hit the super chat real quick. Venomized Ryan says, "Oh, cool! I can super chat from mobile." Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks,
you are the man. I hope
Yeah,
you get
bro.
feeling better, dude. Get
Yeah,
that
me
foot
too,
better.
bro. Take care of that, man. Feel better.
What are you guys in the chat? What are some suggestions? We're if people are like, what are they even arguing about? No new comic books. So we decided we're going to get on here, BS, and talk random stuff. I'm going to read some old school stuff. We're still going to do random reviews, get caught up on stuff, and then we're going to do a book club, and we're going to talk about the first arc of a comic series. So this week we're doing the Ghost Fleet. Next week we're doing Saga. What are your guys' suggestions? What would you like to see? Go ahead, Adam.
I think it'd be cool to do some Kickstarter books. That I've got.
How
a ton,
are we gonna?
I'm sitting on a ton of PDFs. I'm sure the creator wouldn't mind it. We might even be able to get the creator on if we needed or had the opportunity.
This is too much talking shop on air, but nobody gives a crap if we're talking about a Kickstarter book. Like that's random review stuff. That's random review stuff.
Yeah, and I'm not mad to have a Kickstarter on here, but if we're gonna do a book club, I would rather, put a focus on something that everybody's going to be able to get a hold of easy.
I have a huge focus on it already.
Something that impacted you.
That's what I'm saying about Saga.
Yes,
nobody heard of Ghost Fleet.
This is a time to be selfish.
Nobody heard of Ghost Fleet
and talk about them.
If I was going to be selfish, I would have picked Transformers Volume 1, and you would all be hating me. But I'm not going to do that to you.
Or IDW?
No, the IDW one. The Marvel one's good and all, but it's way too throwback.
William Pace says, no guest this week. There's no guest this week or next week. Next week, we had a guy that was doing a crowdfunding campaign, and it doesn't launch till June. So I said, hey, you're going to be way better off to wait till then. So no guest the next 2 weeks. And then I need to email Kelly Thompson. She's supposed to come on the week after that, but I don't know what she's going to want to do with everything that's going on. So
it's hard to promote a book when you can't go buy a damn book.
Yeah, it's tough.
Oh well.
No suggestions. Nobody's got suggestions.
Nobody. Canto. Yes, Venomized Ryan. We love Canto.
Hey, UV.
That's great.
We could do all 3 volumes of Kill or Be Killed, or 4 volumes. It's not that many. It's 20 issues. 20 issues.
That's a lot, dude. That's a lot.
It's like there's probably more words than that than the dictionary.
That's one of my problems. Like, this was a contained story, 8 issues for Ghost Fleet. You know what I mean? Like, we could do that, and that's the whole story. That's great. My problem with doing Saga is, like, it's great doing a volume, but man, like, I really want to keep going and finish a whole entire story or catch up to it. I would like to do something that's self-contained and.
That's not bad. That's not a bad idea. It's harder to pick those sort of books and have them be relevant.
The problem with the stuff like that, we got to be able to get access to it. I really don't want to buy that digitally. So we got review copies for indie books. Other than that, I don't know I don't know what's going to happen.
We'll figure it out. So to hell with y'all suggestions. Thanks for them. But
the majority of the suggestions were smart Alec. So
I know.
Yeah.
That is our live chat.
Wow.
I can't wait to talk about Ghost. We'll get into it.
I love how now everybody shits on Big Willie. Sorry.
Demonetized.
You deserved
it. Did
you
caught up on Death or Glory? I did not get to read the last issue or two. But I'm mostly caught up.
It's in my random reviews, but I can talk about it now if you want. We can.
I thought I went side by side.
We're doing random reviews this show too.
Well, yeah, I was going to, and we can just include it throughout the course of the conversation too. It doesn't matter. I read it was issues 7 through 10. Rick Remender, Bengal. I love the artwork on that.
I love Bengal. Bengal's awesome,
and it's just a fun story, man. But in this one, it was they were fleeing for the border, and there's a doctor that's waiting to do the liver transplant for Red. But issue 8 was nothing but it was a car chase the whole time, just a car chase. And there's this big, huge crane, looked like the Transformer crane.
Yeah, it's like a Mad Max chase.
Yeah. Like 18-wheelers, muscle cars, dune buggies, people wielding chainsaws hanging out the windows. It was cool. There was a huge death in issue 9 that was, oh man, it was so heartbreaking. But before you could really like soak it in, immediate redemption. I love this series, man. And I was so into it. I didn't realize that issue 11's it. They're done. Next issue.
Oh, wow. No kidding.
Which sucks because I just read 4 issues and it's like, one left to go.
Now you got to wait.
Yeah.
Who knows when it's going to come out.
Right.
Man, that was such a great series. Good. Yeah, it's so good.
I love Remender, man.
I love that. I love the new characters they put in there too. The dude with the afro with no dick.
Yeah.
The Ken doll.
So awesome, dude.
It's so bizarre. It's such like a bizarre.
There's no reason for it to be there.
Yeah, like the cop is like a masochist shoving chili peppers up his butt and stuff. It's so weird, but it's so good.
That's called a hot popper, Jason.
That's a hot pocket.
Hot pocket.
Kosher strudels.
Yeah, you don't want to mix your hot pocket with your toaster strudel.
I read Batman Adventure, the new one, the new Batman.
Oh, the 99-cent one on the Comixology and whatnot.
Yeah, the return of like the animation series, the return of that, man. I was really looking forward to it. It's by the same creators. I think Paul Dini. And it's very subpar, bro. It really let me down. They could have done so much with it. They could have made it look like the animated series, or at least those episode when it's just the title screens. They could have did some really cool art on it. The art is just really basic, man. There's nothing to.
It's bad. It's not great at all. That's why it was 99 cents, and that's why it was a digital first. It's not worth the paper they would have printed it on.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Gomer, you're not reading anything? You're not reading anything?
Not really.
Like, it's the perfect time to go back.
I know it's very
all these trades, but at the same time, it's kind of like
we're all working though. Like, aren't we? Like, man, I've been busy, dude.
What it is, man. I'm into like new comics and the new comic news and the outright geekery. That's what keeps me. That's what keeps my heart pumping, heart beating for comics. That daily news thing, and I'm like, oh crap, and following it, what's going on, and nothing's going on. So I'm just kind of removed from the whole thing. There's no new comics. I'm caught up on everything, I opened up Watchmen the other day sitting on the crapper. Oh, are you serious? Are you serious, Big Willie? Oh, man.
No, he said no, Willie.
Damn it. Man, that's good. That's funny.
Yeah, you got to read that.
Anyway, he's talking about me, Jason.
Okay.
I just now got that. That's amazing.
He's talking about me. I know Big Willie enough to know when he's talking about me.
Big Willie emojis in the live chat.
But no, like I said, I opened up Watchmen on the crapper the other day. I read Die number 9. It was great reintroduction. I don't know. I'm caught up.
I got the first volume of Die. I need to read it. But I also got, as if it's not enough, that big, huge John Byrne omnibus. I went and got the second volume too. So I have encyclopedias sitting on my kitchen table that I need to read.
Nice. Yeah, that's really it, Yule. I'm reading, like Yule said, he's reading old stuff. That's me. I'm just picking up comics off my shelf, here and there. Like I thumbed through and found my Brave and the Bold number 33, Girls Night Out, which is like a prequel to The Killing Joke. It's kind of cool. I found my Neil Gaiman, Whatever Happened to the Cape Crusader, the Batman number 683 in Detective Comics 1 or 8, I don't know, whatever. It was 2 issues, but I found those and read through those.
That's awesome.
So I've been sifting through my comics, cataloging a little bit, bagging and boarding here and there, but I haven't
I did put all mine away.
That's what I've got to do. Is put my bag and board's easy. I get the bag and board at the shop. I read it. I tape it shut. I'm done.
Yeah.
But then there's just stacks everywhere that need to go in a box.
Yeah.
And I can't
put them away. I used to put them away immediately, but my older pug just craves attention from me constantly. So whenever I go upstairs to do that, she'll bark and start coughing. I just don't want to get her exasperated. She's too old for that crap. So I'll just come downstairs and just sit next to her. You know what I mean? So all my stuff's just been piling up everywhere. And I just can't stand it. I'm going nuts. We'll pay. Did they release more AWA comics digitally or online at all? Or is it still those 4?
Yes. Resistance number 2 and 3 is online now, as well as issue 1. And
Dude, I gotta read those.
Red Border and Archangel 8 are also available online.
That's
the
awesome.
First issues of those. But be careful with Resistance. It's about a worldwide pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's super
real.
good timing on that. Even though they're not selling it.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about Big Comics?
That might be why they're not selling it, because whoa, our bad.
Right.
We were right.
That's awesome. I got to read those.
Yeah, they're really good. Really good.
We were right.
Yeah.
Adam, what are you doing? Adam, are you reading anything? Nothing.
Words.
All you're doing is watching Netflix and playing video games, right?
Yeah. I'm watching motion comics.
No, not watching. I'm watching Netflix, watching Hulu, watching Prime, watching Disney Plus.
He just mentioned more platforms than shows I've watched this week.
See, wow. Wow.
All I watch
That's
is
what I
Food
do.
Network, man.
I do read
Oh my
something. When
gosh.
some of the shows have subtitles, I'll read those.
Yeah.
I've been playing Animal Crossing and Doom.
Oh,
and
What is
Resident Evil
the
3.
deal with
The
that?
New Horizon.
Animal
No,
Crossing.
no. Everybody stop talking.
No, it's a
What
kids
is
game.
the
Yeah,
deal
yeah.
with Animal Crossing?
It's pretty rad,
Everybody
dude.
is playing it. Is it like
pretty
Minecraft?
rad.
Dude, you can just get like
No.
stoned out of your mind and like go and build.
In Animal
Demonetized.
Crossing, Animal Crossing is literally a fantasy life simulator where you play a
It's- yeah, it's on
character
island.
who lives on an island, who has a house, and you can paint your house and design your house. It's sort of like The Sims meets Disney in a weird
And you're
kind
in
of way.
debt to Tom Nook, which everyone
Yeah.
knows debt.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's.
I picture this as Jason. He's at home like that's a dope fossil.
Yeah. I've been building these because whenever you sell them to the owl and he's like, oh, I already have that one, you can take it back or whatever. I've been posting them outside the museum and making these skeleton creatures that don't really go together. They're just like abominations. And so I made a joke of that online. I was like, that's what I do. It's pretty fun.
Wow.
Yeah, man, people loving that game.
Sounds like
Yeah.
Farming Simulator where
And
there's
Resident
no
Evil 3,
depth
man.
to it. It's just
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
mindless.
It's true.
Mindless.
it is.
It's relaxing, honestly.
It
It is, man. They have some great
is.
chill music too that plays in the
Yep.
background. Oh, dude,
Yeah.
it's so relaxing and chill. It really helps me calm down and like kind of like doze off a little bit.
That's what it's for. It's one
great.
of those unwinding sort of
Mhm.
kick back and just do a thing kind of games.
Yeah, for sure.
So-
I've been playing a lot of Resident Evil 3 though, which is the exact opposite. You just get super stressed.
The
and tense
remake.
by something chasing you. Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, the
Oh my
videos
God.
I've seen of that are spectacular. Yeah,
Yeah, it's amazing.
good time to be a video gamer. Very
It
good
is.
time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm probably gonna hop into back into Minecraft and just go.
Oh, yeah?
numb
I
since
never
I
played
gave
that
up
before.
on the Division. It's
Well,
easy to.
I tried to get
Boogie
Snake
knows.
to bring back 5-minute Minecraft, and he didn't want to do it.
Oh man, I would love to see you guys do that. I don't even
Yeah.
play Minecraft or watch it, but I would watch you guys do that.
5-minute Minecraft was gold mine. It's
Especially
so
knowing the
cool.
origins that you guys started doing that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's what started the whole channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Maybe I can convince Adam to bring back 5-minute Minecraft.
You guys got to do that at least once.
It's
That's
easy to do.
Come on.
5 minutes. That's it.
Yeah.
5-minute episodes. What's crazy is it's like you're 10 episodes in and you're still just trying to build a house to have somewhere to sleep. It's crazy, but it's just chaos, man. It's chaos. It's fun. Maybe we'll do that. I don't know.
You guys got to do that, man. I love. To see
I
that.
gotta plug some comics. I
Yeah.
read comics. I read comics, and this is a good comic, and I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna plug it, and you guys can tune out for all I care.
Cool.
Brand.
Oh,
My brother Antonio
that
Bryce
art is so good.
came in this week. I'm going to read his overview on the original campaign. It says it says 48 pages, but I think it came out at 54. It's sci-fi fantasy following supernatural hunters Dawn and David Craven, the flawed heroes of this first story arc. You learn about the world of Brand as Dawn learns the rules of the hunt from her husband, David. It's a love story, but dude, there is so much going on. There is so much going on in this book. There's so many cool characters that he introduces. And it's just like, man, when you read it, it's like watching a movie. Like there are times you don't really know what's going on, but you're not supposed to, but you never lose interest. There's so many storylines and threads that take place that you never have a chance to get bored. And I told him, I said, there's times when I'm reading it that I'm confused, but it's a good confused because you always have my attention. I'm always flipping that page, getting to the next part. But dude, you guys know how great Kanan is.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this freaking artwork.
Yeah,
man.
the art's incredible.
Zoom
Man.
in on that book.
It's so hard. So hard. Why do you got to make me work? They got to make me work. This is my favorite page. I didn't show this when we were streaming the other day, but I'm going to show it anyway because I love this character design. Hold on, let me find it. Look at this, dude. And say what you want about the New Warriors. Those character designs sucked. They were terrible. They were terrible. This is how you design a character. Look how freaking rad that is, man.
He looks
That is
sleek
so
and sharp.
Killer,
That is a
man.
great design. Looks like a
So
evil
killer.
Deadpool samurai or something.
Right?
Yeah, but
I
this
like
book
it.
is great, and there's always pressure when it's a friend that's doing it. I was so scared that I wasn't gonna like it, but man, it's great. Brand Way of the Gun is funding right now. He's shipping out the first books. He is crowdfunding the second. The link to that's in the description if you guys want to back it. I know Kanan is working on a variant cover for a second printing. That way you can get both books. That's not up yet, but it should be up within the week. Kanan is working on it. Yule read it this week. What'd you think, Yule? Let me know in the chat. But that's it.
Nice.
That is it.
Nice.
Proud of Antonio, man. I told him. It's the first thing I told him. I was like, I'm proud of you, man. Because I know how much it means to him. He tried to fund it multiple times before.
Yeah.
And then it took getting on that platform where people saw it, and it skyrocketed. Yep. And I think once people get their books and start reading them, this second campaign is going to take off too. Great stuff. Good stuff.
Nice. That's awesome.
Nice.
Should I talk about MFCC at all or not?
Yeah, let's do it. You want to share it? You want to share the?
Yeah. Let me do that. Share screen. Yes, I can share my screen. Chrome tab. So many steps.
You should talk about all the steps.
Okay. Homer's like, can't you do all the work and talk at the same time?
I don't want you just like me look at me staring at nothing, you know? All right. So Mainframe Comic-Con, it's a collaboration effort between Chuck Load of Comics and the Comic Core and the ComicCast. But it is a live and free online convention, April 25th through 26th. All donations go to the Hero Initiative and American Red Cross. And we got Kevin Smith, Lloyd Kaufman, President of Troma, Clark Gregg from S.H.I.E.L.D., Lamorne Morris from Jumanji, Bloodshot. That dude's hilarious, by the way.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Boss Logic, Marvel and DC poster artist. Dude, he's so good. I love Boss Logic.
Yeah.
From Clerks, dude. Brian O'Halloran, Marilyn Gigliotti, dude from Comic Book Men. There's so many awesome guests, man. Dude, yeah. I agree. You got Jason Voorhees, dude. Kane Hodder.
Right.
Ashley Witter. Oh,
I'm a huge fan of
J.M. DeMatteis, dude. So awesome. Craven's Last Hunt. Superman Red Sun. Tim Seeley, dude. This is just a start. There's so many more announcements coming. But cool collaboration. Sponsored by Chicago Comics. That's where mainly they're going to be streaming from. That's where Chuck is streaming from. Us Comic Core guys, Chad and I are streaming from Pittsburgh. So it's people from all over the world tuning in. And it's going to be great. There's going to be a bunch of artists there, and there's going to be auctions and a bunch of cool stuff, man. So, yeah, April 25th, 26th, check us out on the Comic Core channel. And I believe there's a Mainframe Comic-Con channel on YouTube as well. And I think this is going to be going between those two mostly.
What's that website where you can get all those guests and stuff?
This is mainframecomiccon.com. Make sure it's all one word. I'll put it in the chat because – unfortunately, there is another if you type in on Google Mainframe Comic-Con with, spaces like any normal person would type, it brings up a different website. So I'm going to put this one in the chat from probably my phone in a second. But yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah. Nothing else to do.
Right. Yeah, everyone's at home doing nothing. So, might as well come out. And I guess there's some artists and stuff that are going to be auctioning off one of a kind. I think Ryland Grant is going to come on and our buddy that wrote Spencer and Locke,
David Pepos.
I think those two are doing a collaboration where they're gonna come up with a story and I think someone else is gonna be there to draw it, and they're gonna come out with one issue. They're gonna do it live, and then they're gonna auction off that comic.
Nice. About time Ryland starts writing comics again.
Right?
He's just on Facebook doing sing-alongs and shit. I mean, come on.
He's a great singer.
Yeah. He is a great singer. I'm not taking anything away.
Ryan does the super chat, and then
I'm not taking anything away from Ryland's smooth voice.
No, you're just taking money out of my pocket.
I'm wanting Banjax too.
Oh yes, same.
Yul said that San Diego Comic-Con has yet to cancel.
That's a pipe dream. Yul, they're still clinging on to everything that they can because they know as soon as they cancel, they'll have to return all of that money. But while it's sitting in their bank account, they're gaining interest off of it. So they're going to wait till the last minute, just like everybody else did. We'll see what happens.
I put it in the chat for Mainframe Comic-Con, and so check that out if you get a chance. And keep clicking on it as it goes on because there's more and more guests that are going to be announced. There's a lot of rumors and stuff I can't really talk about, but there's some big guests apparently that are coming. So
they asked me if I wanted to go, and I'm like, no, because I don't want to eclipse Kevin Smith,
right?
Being there. I mean, we got 10 watching this right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right now.
I love we don't have a guest and we don't have free comics and nobody's here.
Nobody's here.
That's more than one of the other sponsors, which we were talking about before the show.
William even said no guest this week and all disappointed. Damn, sorry, William. You have your own emoji. Shut up.
To be fair, there's no guest. and no new comics, and we're still just here talking, taking up people's time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We got
14 watching, by the way.
I did way too many notes for the book that we're talking about.
Yeah,
Great.
all right.
Unless we're going
now
90 minutes, I'm never going to get through all my notes.
good.
And I don't mind. We're having a great time.
No, you'll have time because I have 0 notes.
I didn't take any notes either. I started to, and then dude, I just blew through the whole thing. Let's just talk
It's
about
easy
it.
to do, man. It's easy to do.
Let me plug Spinwiz Comics real quick. We were gonna do random reviews, but we didn't. So whatever. But check them out, SpinwizComics.com. Also check out collarandelbowbrand.com. All those links are in the description. You can save 10%.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Boogie. Go ahead, finish.
That's it. I'm done.
Spinwiz is having a big deal right now where they're trying to get folks to subscribe at a cheap price, and then they're going to give everybody like a month free or something like that.
That's
nice.
And they've got some great books up there. Great books.
You know what else is great?
And you have nothing else to do right now but read.
OutrightGeekery.com, your one-stop shop for news, reviews, previews, podcasts, everything geek at your fingertips. Also the home of the Outright Geekery Podcast Network. Check them out. The Geek Savs, Get Valiant, the Comic Book Bullies, Instruments of Destruction, and, of course, ComicCast. OutrightGeekery.com. I'll just let you go, Gomer. You got all the notes.
Do you guys have screenshots of the stuff from the Google Drive? Or no?
I don't have anything.
This is Ghost Fleet, the whole GD thing. Donny Cates, Danny Warren Johnson, Lauren
Thank you
on
for
the colors.
Oh, you're cussing. Now you're going to sing. I appreciate that.
And Crank was on the letters. Issue 1 was, I'm just going to go into some background here because this is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Issue 1 was originally released by Dark Horse in 2014. But when Cates' God Country took off over at Image, he moved all of his stuff over there. And this, for an especially good reason, that was re-released in 2017. This is Donny Cates' second major published work after Buzzkill. And he's gone on to, Donny Cates, y'all. This is Johnson's first major interior work. He was doing a webcomic called Space Mullet at the time, and he sent Cates a letter and a link, and they just started working together. And, man, Danny Warren Johnson, I mean, he's a monster in the industry now, dude. Extremity, Murder Falcon, what? Dead Earth.
It's Wonder so crazy reading that interview in the back where they're like struggling, and Danny Warren Johnson is like, he's like, I gotta have a page rate, dude. I can't just jump into this.
Yeah,
you gotta pay me ahead of time.
No doubt.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's business,
Yeah, let's get into that interview in the back because they get into so much background about where this book came from. Cates got this idea from an episode of Modern Marvels on the History Channel about semi-trucks carrying top secret government swag, and he thought that would make a cool John Carpenter movie, and that is basically this comic. This is the idea that Cates got wanting to write comics so he could tell a story. He came up with this story for Ghost Fleet and is like, this would make a cool comic, and then learned how to write comics. So that's how important. Yeah, Murder Falcon is so dope. If you're a heavy metal fan, it's must reading. I don't care if you've never read comics. If you're a heavy metal fan, Murder Falcon is for you. But I'm just saying, let me repeat that. He got the idea for Ghost Fleet and then decided that he needed to write comics. And now we have everything that Donny Cates has done. I'm just saying this is
all because
an
that TV show.
Book.
All because that TV show.
Yeah, stupid book.
So crazy.
So this is crazy too. This book was supposed to run for 12 issues, not 8. And the final 4 issues were only released digitally because of bad sales. So think about that. They had to change everything in this.
I think it impacted it too.
It did.
I didn't read this interview obviously till after I read the book.
Sure.
So I think you can definitely see that.
I still think they did a bang up job though of finishing it up. You know what I mean?
Right?
Like, geez, considering the circumstances.
Exactly. Yeah. Issue 11 was supposed to be like one big fight with no words in it.
Cool,
dude.
The
original ending was a bunch of big rigs versus an army, because they call like in all the Ghost Fleets to come and hang out. And we also missed a bunch of cool character development. But because this only went 4 issues and it was bad sales, like Donny Cates said, only like 4,000 copies of issue number 1 were sold. So these right here are probably
nice,
pretty hot commodity.
Are you specking,
bro? You
Are
specking?
you specking, bro? I have this knack. I'm not even going to say it's a talent. It's just an accidental knack. I picked up Nightly News from Jonathan Hickman. That was his first book. I picked up, Chew #1, and I picked this up. And these are two giants in the industry right now. And yeah, dude, that's it for the background, really, man. This book should have never been made, and it's amazing that it was. And everyone should read it.
Imagine if these two put this out now. Same
Dude,
story,
this would be a million.
Yeah, huge hit.
This would be a big time seller. Over the course of 12 issues, it would be $1 million seller.
It'd be great if they let them do that over again, like make the story they wanted to, all 12 issues.
I don't think you can go back. I'm not.
I mean, they did it with Dead Rabbit.
Right.
Why not?
Right.
So all your issues are Image that you held up.
This was originally released in issues at Dark Horse. It was originally 12 issues, but then they told them they had to go down to 8, and the last 4 of the 8 were digital only. So that's why this collection is so important, because it's all 8 issues collected on paper for the first time. I love that cover so much. It's even better without the dressing on it. It's a better naked cover.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good because it's just
he kills the dog in this story, and we all know how I feel about that.
As soon as I read
that
page, when I read that page, I was like, Adam's gonna hate this.
In every story,
it worked though. It worked though.
I swear, like every Donny Cates story, he kills the dog. I mean, he's had dog. He knows what it's like. It's a heartbreaker, you know. But like,
you kill people and babies, and Adam's like, "Oh, it's fine. They're people. People are stupid." What the?
I'm the same way, Adam.
It's cheap. It's cheap. I think it would have been a better swerve had the dog killed those other 2 dogs.
Why do you want to kill the other dogs?
Yeah,
like turns out
because they're fighter dogs. Yeah. They're
tortured dogs. They were more tortured than the one that died.
In the original 12 issues, Donny Cates said this in the back. Trace was going to open the back of the truck to look for Cole, and there was going to be Axel the dog back there.
Yeah.
And then the demon was going to come out of the dog. So you would have probably hated that even more. Like, oh, the dog made it. But then, no, the dog didn't make it.
Right.
Yeah. How did we feel? Because this doesn't start off like a supernatural book.
I had, like, objectively speaking, like, if I just read this not knowing it was Donny Cates or who the artist was, just objectively as a comic that's in front of me. And this is not like an opinion thing, like, oh, I didn't do what I wanted to do. You know, it's not my kind of style. It's not an opinion thing. Just objectively, story-wise, criticizing. The first issue kind of didn't make sense to me, where the dude is like the only guy that's not in on it is the buddy and the young white kid driving the semi truck originally. Everyone else is in on it, and he's like, "Oh, where's the second?"
In on it? What do you mean?
Because there's the semi truck. They're working security, and there's another security truck, but it stopped in the back. They're like, "Oh, like they stopped the second vehicle." It's like, "Oh, I don't think that's
you're talking
our
issue
second
1
vehicle."
still. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
And so he's like, so they're getting shot at, and then for no reason, a truck, a bunch of cars, like a rocket launcher, come up the off ramp, shoots a rocket launcher at them for no reason when the guy in the vehicle is in on the situation, and they pull up next to him, and he opens the door and shoots the guys that are in on it also, and it wasn't until you find out he's in on it until the end when he shoots his buddy in the head. And it's like, okay, well, why'd you kill those people that you're partners with? Like what's, so I don't know. I guess I like it for the drama, yes, but it's like a big action film.
Exactly.
But it doesn't make sense when you criticize it, when you actually look at the story. You know what I mean? But it's fine. It's fine. It's comic books. It's great. It's fine.
I feel like
you got to love it for the action scenes. You got to love the big semi trucks, the big explosions and stuff. But I mean, for that, it just didn't make sense for me. It sounds to me like doesn't make sense.
You're taking notes, figuring out who's on whose side.
Yeah.
No, I like breaking it down. To me, it felt like die, where everybody is screwing everybody. Mm-hmm. Everybody has different motives.
Mickey Reno.
Yeah, but I liked it. I
liked it too. Yeah, I liked it too.
But I get what you're saying. But when I read something like this, and it with Daniel Warren Johnson art, and there's just blood flying everywhere, everybody's dying, everything's blowing
everything's
up.
moving.
I'm not really analyzing. I'm just reading.
Yeah. Well, I am too. Until you get to the end, when you find out, like he shoots his buddy in the head. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. They said they can bring her back." So I'm like, oh, well, this guy's in on it. Why'd he kill those other people then?
What was so weird to me was I thought,
and why'd they attack him with a rocket launcher too? It's like, what are you doing? They could have just said, just pull over or something, or you could have redirected your friend and not like, I don't know, man. It's just. But it picked up from there, dude. Issue 2 is great. All the rest of the series is great. You know what I mean? It's just, for me, I had a problem with that first issue. And that's not like an opinion thing. That's just like the story doesn't make sense.
Sure.
But it's great, though.
To me, it felt like Big Little China. Half of that movie doesn't make damn sense.
Yeah,
but it's not
right.
It's just be a fun action
It is
comedy.
Fun. It is a fun action. And, he's in the back, Donny Cates says, they're both super proud of this, and they should be. This is just a great work of art. No doubt anybody who wrote and did this should be super proud. This is a great product. It's a great story. It's a lot of fun. The only thing similar to it that I know of is Death or Glory. That's it. Sure. And that did it so great too. More trucker comics, man.
Right. It reminds me of a combination of Death or Glory and Die, because it's government and all. Like I said, everybody's backstabbing everybody. But I thought when he shot him in the back of the head, I was so confused because it's like, okay, he shot him in the back of the head, and then the next morning he's opening up the trunk and getting out. And
there's a letter and a bunch of money and some guns. And at the end, they said, will we ever know how he came back, how he got resurrected? Is it part of his plan? Is it part of his plan and this and that? So it's like it's left oblivious. There's plot holes, but that's kind of how they wrapped it up.
Well, when I saw that, I thought he didn't shoot him. I thought he pretended to shoot him and then to tell everybody else, hey, it's done. I killed him.
I thought it was like an Ark of the Covenant situation where like everyone looking at it, died, but they were passed out, so it didn't affect them. But it wasn't. So there's just still a lot of like questions of how it actually worked.
Well, during that time, the first time, that's when Trace got infected by the Horsemen. Mm-hmm. So he couldn't have died.
Right.
During the initial backstab, but you're right about Ward fighting off everybody who was supposed to be working for him to take down Ghost Fleet from inside. But when they did and they wrecked the truck and the third, that's what they call them, the first, the second, the third, and the fourth. When the third got out and Trace was exposed to it, that's when he was infected, I guess, by the Horsemen. But then Ward shot him, or at least pretended to shoot him. So maybe the patch was psychosomatic because later on at the end he loses the patch and there ain't nothing wrong with his damn.
See, I thought he did shoot him, and maybe this is where Jason's right. Stuff is happening, and it's like, how is this making any sense?
Right.
But for me, I like the realistic side of the story. Where they lost me was the Horsemen and all the supernatural stuff. Like it felt like he was writing this. It felt like he was writing die, but he wanted to write baby teeth. It's like it's like he wants to go down that supernatural demons and all this stuff, and that's cool. But I think this would have worked better, just legit
government. Like a real story. I agree with like the guy's wife have cancer ridden and sick, which they barely touched on. I really wanted to see more of that.
I liked when they touched on it because that fed into the whole supernatural part, and I'll tell you why. By the end of the series, when you figure out that there is this big supernatural element, you forget about that moment from the issue 1 where when he absorbs the third. But if you remember, I think it's issue 4, just before he ends up is found in the parking lot by Bay, he has this weird like out of body experience or nightmare experience where this thing is haunting him, and this thing assumes. You learn later, and I want to talk about that too. You learn later that it's assuming that Trace has a thing for Sarah.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, oh wow, there is this sort of lover.
You can kind of tell that in the kitchen. Yeah, me too.
Then we get to issue 5, and I definitely want to talk about this. The dialogue here is a great example of character development and incorporating inclusion of underrepresented groups in comics in the best sort of way. Trace is explaining things to Bethlehem Bay, and she asks if the whole Trace Ward Sarah thing is a lover's tryst, and Trace immediately assumes that she means him and Ward.
Right.
So he comes out accidentally to her as a gay guy, that's gay. And that's just a great way to introduce a gay character and use it to drive the story, because at that point, whatever flashback or dream Trace had where the beast that was attacking him assumed that he has a thing for Sarah, that beast is wrong.
Right.
So what does that tell you? That means that...
See, now that's when I thought that the entity possessed him was during that part.
No, I don't.
Not when he got shot originally.
Yeah,
that's
I think.
what I thought.
Well, that's the only time it could have happened because that's when they were hauling the third.
And it
That's
was leaking out of the truck.
Right,
yeah,
right.
that's when the third got out.
Mhm.
So it had to have gone into him then.
Right.
But I just thought that was a great way of just an organic dialogue that reveals a character trait that kind of feeds into the story in a unique way, filling in the reader on this three-person relationship that it is innocent, but also adding to this mystery of this weird like dream that Trace had. And I thought that worked very well, and it was subtle, but it used inclusion, and it was a really great way to write that character and also add to the story. I know Boogie hates this when they hit you over the head with diversity, and this adds diversity in a great way. It's not just
hate any of that.
It's not just throwing a gay character in there just to have a gay character. He's gay for a reason. You know?
He needs diversity.
Yeah.
Remember the first issue, like when the guy's like, "Oh, we got him" or whatever. He was missing a finger. I was really hoping we're going to see more of that guy or explain why his finger was missing. And I was really hoping that guy was the one that was like that helped him later on. The crazy assassin dude. Yeah. You know, like he was my favorite character because he was like a chaotic neutral. You know what I mean?
Did you notice he had the tattoos on his fingers and then they were blocked out later?
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Right.
And also, like we talk about like the foreshadowing that Cates does here with that episode that Trace had and then them talking about it later. They do it in here too, but he's kind of back shadows too. He makes you assume that Mickey Reno, this assassin, is out to find Trace and them. And then he does this crazy bait and switch. But in between there, he has it where years ago, Trace and Mickey were guards at the Silhouette having this they do sex stuff back there. And it's like, why did they have them meet? You think there's going to be this other relationship.
they're the guards. They're guards outside the door. I love that. That's my favorite part of the whole entire story. It's like, you know, those guys in the corner are probably having sex, right?
You're not going to make a jiu-jitsu joke? Come on, man. He's like, I do the jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, man.
And he also talks about like Project Mayhem, which is from Fight Club.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, he's like, we don't talk about that. Yeah, it was just all these funny things. How about issue
when they put themselves in the comic and they kill themselves? Is that
a good comment? Waiting on Cates to write a good, realistic story
about
supernatural. I don't think it is either. He could have easily done it here and chose not to. And the book was still good. It still worked. But you also got to take into account what we talked about when we first started this, that the book got cut down from 12 issues to 8. And
it was still going to always have that.
Sure, it was, but he could have expanded on those realistic characters, like we're talking about with Sarah and all that stuff. And I think he could have done that and explored those characters a little more than he actually got to do.
Yeah. How about
how when they killed themselves? Like I said, meta explosion.
Yes, I was just about to mention that. Issue number 8, where these two Joe Blows are talking about Firefly, who are obviously Donny Cates and Danny Warren Johnson. And he even mentions, what do you want to do for issue 8? It was so dumb, but yet
I love it. I love
it just fit so perfect into the silly absurdity that he wanted this book to be. And at that point, if you weren't sure that it was supposed to be silly and absurd, that's it. Definitely hit it over the head and said, no, this is dumb and stupid. And it's supposed to be like Big Trouble in Little China.
Right.
How crazy would it have been if they could have gone 12 issues, reading the letter in the back, the interview in the back, what he wanted to do with the assassin? You got the double cross and the swerve.
It was a triple cross.
It would have been that might have been too much.
And Bethlehem Bay, that DEA character, dude, she was amazing. And
she was cool. They just started her. Yeah, they just introed her.
See so much more of her.
Yeah, I thought she was just some dumb girl at the bar, and then he walked off and she calls it. I'm like, oh, this is gonna get.
But then she is kind of dumb though, because she's the one who lets in. She alerts the Ghost Fleet because they're tracking DEA, so they're able to track her phone.
Yeah, but she's doing her job. That's not that doesn't make you dumb because you reported.
I totally called like the devil dude trying to stop the end of the world. Yeah, because I totally knew that was going to happen. It's like. But because he's trying to stop it, not trying to let it go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, for me, I was like, okay, well, I was really hoping. I don't know who that entity thing was. I mean, I'm assuming it's like just a demon that looked like a devil, but it says they called him a devil, so I don't know. Maybe he was a devil.
Supernatural.
Right, but like I was really hoping to see the other Horsemen in like a further series or next chapter of that. You know what I mean? Like, because at first he was like Pestilence, but then they turned him into Death towards the end.
I think. Well, there was the fourth too. There was the third and the fourth, and I think they stopped the fourth, and then I think the third was.
Well, do you think because the world comes to an end and
and it becomes a Mad Max story after that?
Right. So do you think that's where they were going to go in the last couple of issues, or do you think he's saying maybe we could come back to this if we want and do this?
Yeah, I think. No,
I think they were. I think they were always going to go for that epilogue.
But I think they ran out very
I feel like that was like me too. Yeah, I think it was very rushed. I think it was just like, let's just say future story. This is what we feel like doing, and this is where it ends. Their characters, and that's it. You know. Yeah. But I think that if they wouldn't have had that at the end, if it would have been, they would have had all 12 issues. I don't think, and if they would have continued the story in like a part 2, another 12 issue miniseries or what have you, maxi series, I think we probably would have seen the other demons or entities, the other Horsemen or something. You know.
You didn't like the post-apocalyptic National Lampoon's Animal House ending where they tell where everybody ends up at the end?
That's fun. That's fun.
It just added to the absurdity, man.
I gotta ask.
What?
Adam, what'd you think of it?
Oh God, here we go. He hated it.
He snickered a few times and made faces at the camera.
That's probably because my head's in the gutter most of the time.
I like Adam's like, I love this new book club. I'm just gonna sit back and let them talk, and then I'm gonna say I didn't really like it.
Next week on ComicCast.
I really didn't like it. I'm with Drew on this. The first issue really didn't catch me, but I kept going, and I mean it was all right. I like the assassin guy. That you just, I mean, really, you didn't know. There was a point where I wasn't sure if he knew what he was doing.
Because at the very end, I don't think he did. I think it was just a gut call.
At the flip, I mean, there's a point where an assassin can double cross and triple cross till they don't even know what the hell they're doing.
You talking about Mickey Reno?
I think he's a chaotic guy. He's chaotic neutral.
Changing logos.
And I think that would have been a good way to go with him.
That's what I'm talking about.
He got a text message. He's like, all right, I got to go.
I'll see you later. Yeah.
He triple crosses and double crosses people so much.
He's just a man for himself. He cares about money, and he's just a chaotic guy. You know what I mean? That's how it goes. He's not good. He's not evil.
Yeah. It sounded like in the 12 issues, he was going to do it 3 or 4 more times.
Yeah. I was like, I'm lost, and all I'm doing is reading an interview.
In total, like the book in total, I mean, it was all right. It was a book. It was a story. I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it.
How about that art though, man? Big trucks.
Yeah, dude. I love that dude get hit by a rocket launcher. It's exploded. Yeah,
so good. Cool. How about that demon ripping people's heads off at the end?
Because I felt like
it grabs it.
Yeah.
I love that.
I feel like the end of it ramped up.
Yep. Adam's tried 18 times to talk. Go, Adam.
Stop, and then I go, and then.
Are we rating this?
No, they cut you off 3 times. Finish what you were trying to say.
I was just going to say it makes sense that it was cut down because I felt like the end of it ramped up really fast, like really fast.
Oh yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
Let's rate it.
There was a Transformers reference in here too. Just saying, that was a great part for me.
And Pantera. We're going to shut everything down and read Transformers.
Is that when you strudelled your toaster?
That's right. Glazed icing my toaster.
They're going to bring this back, and that's what they're going to put on the trade.
True, man. It was a book.
It's going on the trade.
They would too. They would put that on the trade.
I'd give it $2.99. I had some issues with it, but I had fun with it.
That's how we're rating it on the old scale. We don't have like a new ComicCast book club scale.
What from me, Gaumer?
Out of 10? You need to do out of 10 rating?
No.
Out of 5?
Let's not confuse things. Just rate it, Gaumer. Jeez, shut up.
I thought it was swell. $3.99. I thought it was perfect. I loved every second of it. I wish I had more. I'm so happy I have my original floppy copies.
It's so annoying.
Your original ghost feet.
These ghost feet. These are going pretty well on eBay, FYI. So when my kids gripe that I'm leaving them no retirement, they're liars.
No kinks in the spine.
No kinks in the spine. Everything grade A.
All right.
Adam, what do you rate it?
9s and above, baby. 9s and above.
$2.99.
I get offended every time you rate a book. Ever since we did that Lock and Key book and you put it in the discount bin.
He's like, I hate this book. It's the worst book ever. $2.99.
What did I do? What do I do offensive?
You
it's
hate
$2.99 for something that you didn't like at all.
It was
He
a
said
book.
He said it was okay. It was a book.
It did what it was supposed to do.
$2.99. I can't wait to read the next issue.
Had good art. I didn't say that. I'm just saying it did its job.
What was its job?
Convoy. The best thing about Convoy is the music, Gore. Sorry.
Convoy.
So we got $2.99, $2.99, $3.99. What do you rate it, Jason?
$2.99. I mean, it's not their fault that it got cut down to finish what they wanted to do. I think everyone wanted more answers, more character development. There's a lot of holes, but you can't deny the art. You can't deny the fun storytelling. It's great writing. It's good for what it is. I don't think so. That's why I can't give it a perfect rating. But this is definitely something you should be proud of if you created it. You know what I mean? So very good for them. I hope more people read it. I hope you like our review of it or whatever. Go check it out. It's great.
I don't care if you like our review or not. I don't.
I just hope more people see it and be like,
Go
oh,
read
what's
this
that?
book.
And then like, oh, it's a Donny Cates book. I want to pick it up. So
That's the only reason you need to pick this up. It's good, Donny Cates. It's definitely good, Danny Warren Johnson.
yeah, for sure.
There's no null in it. $1.99.
Oh, yeah. There's no cosmic
I thought that made you put it at $3.99.
He was pretending to be a fanboy.
It's not cosmic. $3.99.
It was swell.
Yeah, what great quotes.
Sorry, Drew.
Is Drew
I
gonna
love
jump
that
on?
Gore Vidal mentions Chris Christopherson. If I could just say, Chris Christopherson is a genius. Everybody
He's a great
should
musician
Google
too.
him.
I was a highway
You should
man.
Google him. He could have done anything.
Yeah, he's a great musician too.
He's a
Yeah.
great human being, all around human being.
I
Remember
think
him
he
in
fought the
Blade?
Starship.
Remember him in Blade?
Yeah, that's right. Is Drew
But no, with
jumping in or no?
Chris Christopherson, and you don't even get the references to the song.
Starship?
Freaking fans.
He was Whistler.
I'm not a fan of his music.
Oh, way to
that
defend
much.
yourself.
Highwaymen. I loved him in the Highwaymen.
That's the one I just referenced.
You did.
Yeah. I don't know the lyrics. Good job, Boogie.
No, I just made the connection. The I Fly a Starship is the worst verse in the whole song.
Yeah, it's horrible. I'm
Just
a fan
saying.
of I Was a Dam Builder.
I was a damn builder. Oh, don't get me started. Love
That's a
that.
great song, man.
Fills up your spine. This dude is buried in the dam still to this day.
I've been trying
Johnny
for
Cash is in the dam, y'all.
2 minutes to wrap the show, and then this
Sorry.
happens.
There you go. All right.
I just wanted to
It's
hop
like y'all
on
are
and say I
done
didn't read
reviewing.
this
I
book.
get to finally talk about something now.
I didn't read this book. One issue, the art was terrible. It didn't grab me.
What?
Make that face all you want, Gomer. The colors were awful. Everything was muddied, and the art was just like it was not good. I'm sorry.
Liked it. It's okay.
So what do you rate it, Drew? What do you rate that first issue?
What do I rate that first issue? Discount bin.
Never apologize.
No. If I would have picked this up off the shelf when the number one came out, I'd have been like, oh,
You'd have a
I'd have got
$45 book if you did that. This book's going for $45 on eBay.
fantastic.
Just
It's
saying.
not very good.
Just saying.
Look, issue 2 might be fantastic. Issue 3 might be the best comic ever. I wouldn't know because issue 1 was not good.
That's fair. Your opinion is just as good as everyone else's, if not more so.
I mean, slightly above.
What'd you think of that dude killing his partner? Did you feel the same way I did? Where he kind of
listen
killed him
to
for no
Jason
reason?
needs validation. Drew,
I mean-
do you agree with me?
There was nothing about that first issue. Like it was like ultra violent, and I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But the art made it hard to read.
And it's like
All along
typical
was gone.
Daniel Warren Johnson, though. Do you not? I'm assuming you don't like anything he does.
I'm not familiar with other things that he's done. To be
You read it? You've not read Extremity?
No.
Murder
This was-
Falcon.
I mean,
Murder Falcon. Yeah, Murder Falcon.
Murder Falcon I've read, but I like that because it's very cartoony.
And it's metal, so I think that looks better. His
was
style
not
looks better.
cartoony.
for
This
that.
is like it was like supposed to not. It felt like he was trying to go outside of the box of if he's the guy who does Murder Falcon. To me, just finding that out now, this book seems like he's like, well, I can make something realistic and
Well, this is his first gig.
yeah, it's not very good.
He's
Do
doing
more
that Wonder
Murder
Woman.
Falcon.
He's doing that Wonder Woman Dead Earth. That's not.
Oh,
good.
nice.
God, you couldn't pay me to read that.
Well, you don't like Wonder Woman.
Me
You
either.
don't like Wonder
I'm
No, I
sick
like
of reading
comics.
Wonder
Why would I
Woman.
like Wonder Woman?
I'm sick of reading
it's
Wonder Woman.
a
True.
post-apocalyptic story that just happens to have Wonder Woman in it. It takes a lot of its hooks from like that. What was that one you griped about?
All of it.
The Black Label book where Batman's just traveling, overseeing all this cool shit. Last night. Yeah,
Last
it's kind
Night
of
on
like
Earth.
that, but it's better. It actually delves
I
into.
don't know. It doesn't have Capullo on it,
That's
so
true.
it's
True.
probably not better.
True.
So
I like
Drew,
in this comic.
agree with-
What, Jason?
Adam, I was gonna say Adam. Go ahead, Adam.
Oh, Adam. What Adam?
I was just gonna say, Drew, you agree with me, right? It was a book.
It certainly was a book.
It was swell.
I don't know. I read it digitally, so it might not be a book. It might just be a collection of PDFs.
It was going to be a book. It got canceled. It's technically not really a
Right.
book.
Yeah.
4 digital issues. It's not a
Well,
book.
in this book, they quoted Iron Maiden, and I thought it was like a missed opportunity to not cover Space
I don't know.
Trucking by Deep Purple, dude. It should have been
Yeah.
Deep Purple by Space Trucking, man. But Iron Maiden is great. But yeah, it was a fun quote hearing him
Can
sing
I wrap
Iron
this
Maiden.
show up now? Can I wrap
No,
it up?
Drew has
if it
to
was
do,
so great, if it was so great, why did it get canceled?
We're waiting on the Drew bomb because it didn't say. You're right. It didn't sell. No, you're not wrong, Drew. You're not wrong at all. Not
Hey,
wrong
Drew.
at all.
Oh
Can
my
you show
gosh.
up MFCC?
Well, although with that said, I'm sure good books get canceled all the time.
Yeah, I can pull that up if you want, but I have to
Yes,
I
please.
have to screen share.
Okay.
Screen share.
Let me pull it up. In my
Show
screen
and tell.
share.
Show and tell with Drew Manchu.
All right.
Show me your-
Shit. I'm gonna sign in under the other account. Switch
Drew.
account.
Goes up and get this
He comes
demonetized.
in, yeah, he
Drew,
ruins.
if you
he
show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Just turns it upside down.
I ain't cussing.
Oh, man.
I'm just talking about fecal matter. Nothing wrong
Facial
with that.
matter.
Facials.
The Mastodon calling you out. Love
There
it.
you go.
Love
He's
it.
sharing a video.
Donny.
Yeah, it's a MFCC promo video
Better
that
not
Drew put
get
together.
me flagged.
No, it's not.
No.
Yeah. Boogie's always worried about.
I made it.
Yeah, because the last thing I need is to not be able to stream going into
I
football
know.
season.
You only get
No.
flagged. You only get flagged if you show Dan Slott stuff.
It's the only way people can see it.
Oh.
You got Drew, wrap it up.
Wow.
All right. I gotta pull the damn thing up, man.
Ugh.
I gotta pull
This
it
is
up.
great. This is great show.
It is. It's great. It's
Yeah, it
great.
is. It's great content. It's me staring at my
Great.
screen, waiting to
Great
do a
stream.
screen share.
So are we officially doing Saga?
Oh, he's still trying to talk you out of it, Boogie.
Yes, we're
No,
doing
I'm
Saga.
just asking. We're doing Saga.
Yeah, I was going to plug that on the way out, but apparently I can't leave yet.
No,
No,
you're not
it's
allowed
just
to
like-
leave because Jason told me I need to come on and do this.
Yeah.
Screen share, share audio,
Okay.
Chrome tab.
Should
This
I start
one here.
singing the theme song again, Boogie?
No.
Jason. Oh, here
Yeah.
we go.
All right, are we ready, gang?
Yes.
Do it.
All right, let's go ahead and full screen this sucker.
Ooh, night mode.
1 minute, and then
Okay.
we're ending the
In a
show.
world
Only the
where
cool
every
kids
fan
do night
convention
mode.
is being canceled or postponed, and social distance must be maintained. One convention refused to back down. One convention evolved to become something more. Mainframe Comic-Con, April 25th and 26th, an absolutely free 2-day online interactive con experience that you can enjoy right from the comfort and safety of your own home. Celebrity guest interviews, comic industry professionals, cosplay contests, and so much more. Check out the website at mainframecomiccon.com and be sure to follow us on Instagram at Mainframe Comic Con for our ever-growing list of guests and emerging schedule of events. That's April 25th and 26th, Saturday and Sunday, 2 days, absolutely free. Mainframe Comic Con. We're bringing the convention to you.